Hello folks, this is SenileSarge. Today we're taking a look at Orcs Must Die 3. If you like the tower defense genre, tactical type scenarios, but also the excitement of being in the action, then you should absolutely be playing Orcs Must Die 3. Need proof? Great, let's get after it. Alright, make sure you smash that subscribe button to get notified when I release new videos such as this one for new game releases or also games that are in early access. We devote some time and energy to first looks at games that really I haven't played before, and I think that you may find interesting. For those looking for a kick-butt gaming community to hang out with, come join us over in my community, Rally Point. You can do that by joining discord.gg/rallypoint, or you can find the link in the description. I also want to thank Lord Ewit for boosting the Discord server. You're a true hero. Appreciate your time, man, and your support in the community. Before I get into the why I believe this is a great game for you, I kind of want to talk about the game a little bit and just give you a little bit of background. I'm a huge fan of tower defense based games. I've been playing them for a really long time. They're some of my favorite games and titles come from that genre. This is just something, there's just something about defending locations against hordes of enemy that I really enjoy. And I kind of look at the, the Gears of War, even Call of Duty with zombies and those other areas where I just enjoy that type of gameplay. Orcs Must Die 3 was actually released last week on July 23rd. It came out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox X, and S platforms. This is not the first launch. It actually did release in Stadia, it seems last year. I didn't even know that, but I definitely learned it. The game was developed by Robot Entertainment, for everybody that knows, and this is actually the third game in this series. The first game actually released back in 2011. The game provides a unique twist to tower defense genre with a sprinkle of action, where your character can use weapons to thin out herds of orcs while also using various types of traps. Wave upon wave of orc enemies, we're going to test your abilities. Using those traps and equipment is really important, and when I say that, I truly mean it. You have to think about how you're putting down the traps and what equipment you're using whenever you're actually in the fight, and then you also have a tight budget to purchase those traps. Let me say the game has not let me down. I've been playing it here the last couple days. It seems like I just want to keep playing over and over and over again. Like its predecessors, Orcs Must Die 3 delivers as a tower defense game. Really some decent storytelling. Just like the first two series in the title, they connect them all pretty well, I think. Orcs Must Die does add war scenarios, which is kind of that endless orc push that you're going to get over and over again, where you're just fighting endless armies of orcs. That was a great addition, or I think it is a great addition to the game. It really adds a little something different. So for me, I like all that. I do see that they added some additional orcs, traps, weapons, and upgrades. Is it enough? Well, I mean, for the cost of the game, I believe it is. So let's just kind of get into an overview of the game and kind of my thoughts. So from an art style perspective, Orcs Must Die has always kind of had a unique art style. And I was trying to remember the cartoon I used to watch back in the day, but it reminds me of that. It still has witty humor with a little bit of seriousness because you're trying to protect, from the orcs invading. But overall, the game delivers still on the look of the game. From a control perspective, the preset keys of the game are pretty straightforward, pretty easy to use. For anybody that's new, that's looking at the title, you're going to enjoy it. Steam review standpoint, I did go through, look at all the Steam reviews to kind of see, was there any major issues that others were having that maybe I wasn't. And there is some reviews that have some negativity to them, and I just want to kind of hit on a couple things. I do agree with some of the negative comments, not a lot, but just a couple of them, especially for those that are new to the game that may be reading these things. Most of us that have been playing the game for a long period of time or have been part of this series, there are things that I know that we wish that we did have, or things from previous games that carry on, and then of course you have new things. An example of that would be key binding, where you have an ability to do more than just that. I don't think there's nothing that I read that really stops me from saying you shouldn't purchase the game, but there are some things that you may want to read on that. The campaign is a bit short from my perspective. There's kind of two campaigns that you're going to be playing inside of the game, but it's still fun. I find that the campaigns are usually, as long as I get a good 20-30 hours out of campaign play or the game itself, I'm usually somewhat happy. And then there needs to be some sort of a long-term playability, which we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. For those that are new to this series, none of this should really matter much to you. It's going to be a phenomenal game for you, especially if you've never played before, because you don't have anything to look past on. I still believe that they pulled much of what they did in the past into this title, which is going to make it really good for you. War scenarios aren't going to be for everyone. Not everybody likes endless waves of enemy coming. I actually enjoy that, especially with others. So for you, if you enjoy that time of gameplay, play, you're going to really like that. It really creates that tactical need that you need inside of the game. The reality, it is a fun game. It's got some comical cutscenes. Gameplay is fun and it's addicting. So all of those things I think are important. And it's $30 on Steam. So it does provide enough content for me to say, yes, you should absolutely purchase the game. There was nothing game breaking for me or anything that I saw whenever I played. And most of the comments that I read, there was only a couple things in there where I saw that there may be with lower model GPUs and some of that. But at the end of the day, you know, just make sure you do a little bit of research to make sure that your computer is going to match what you need. From a long-term playability part, this has always been my critique of really the series just in general, is that sometimes the campaign's a little short, but when you get into the game, you don't get a lot of replayability where you want to just keep coming back. I think War Scenarios is going to be the thing that's going to do that. We've had questing in the past, which is kind of like your daily and weekly challenges and stuff like that. But I do believe the War Scenarios will be the thing that'll bring me back, you know, a month from now and 2 months from now, especially if they continue to add to the game. I'm still on the fence with the long-term playability because I'm interested to see what the developer is going to do here, you know, really within the next couple of months. That doesn't stop me from wanting to purchase the game or even recommending to you that you purchase the game, but it is something to kind of think about. So the overall verdict for me, for $30, Orcs Must Die is another great purchase in the series. You're going to have loads of fun. If you love tower defense games, you're going to like the game. It's fun. You like kind of being in the midst of battle and tower defense games, you're going to love the game and you should get it. You're going to have fun in the game. It's going to challenge you, and you can have fun with your friends, which is probably the best part. Whenever they fall into a pit of goo, you can laugh at them and just point at them a little bit. I'm glad I purchased the game and truly looking forward to any updates they make over the coming months. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one. SenileSarge, signing off.